then you also hear from, the Democratic Party as well, the Blue Dog Democrats. And yet it's the same Democratic Party that says, you gotta vote for more of us so that you can vote against Republicans. But when they do get a majority, be like, shucks, there's these Blue Dog conservative Democrats. Nothing we can do about it. Oh-de-do. We're just gonna twiddle our fingers. Even though Biden, through executive order, can pardon student debt, make cannabis legal on a national level, and also pardon student debt. But remember, he just doesn't know how to do anything because he's old and senile and doesn't know what's going on. And yet they always keep on getting overruled by the Senate parliamentarian, who is a non-elected official. Mind you, the Senate parliamentarian can be overruled by the president and vice president. And the last Senate parliamentarian to stand up against the president was fired. Now is under George Bush Jr.'s administration. Just throwing it out there for the folks.
They don't care. They don't care. So if they want to, they don't care if they lose as long as they have the same masters. The corporations are their masters. So if the Democrats lose, fine. So what? So the only reason to vote for them is only when we think we could get something, where we think we could get more than the alternative. We vote for our own self-interest. That's it. I don't like Biden, but I like them better than Trump. That's it.
But to your point, Carlito, you said that, they don't care. To me, like, I look at that and I'm like, these are Republicans masquerading as Democrats. Like,
some of them are. Yeah,
that's why they don't care. They're like, hey, if my team lose, my team win anyways because I'm secretly a Republican.
No, what it is here's the thing. A game match between the Harlem Globetrotters and Washington Generals has more integrity of being authentic than the Democrats and Republicans actually trying to, legislate and do something, okay? There's more, again, a game between the Harlem Globetrotters and Washington Generals is far more authentic than anything we see in Washington, D.C. And you want to know why? Because the Harlem Globetrotters and Washington Generals know they're supposed to put on a show for the people and keep them entertained. The Washington Generals lost again. They keep on getting
beat up,
messed around by Harlem Globetrotters, which again, in Washington, D.C., we see Democrats, Republicans doing this adversarial fight, but then behind doors, they're buddies and pals because the same people own the Republican Party also own the Democratic Party. So my counter to this is we have to look at a long-term strategy and start actually really building infrastructure, not only for third parties, but supporting independent candidates that are not affiliated with political parties. Go to states which are actually that have ballot initiatives. There's 24 states that have ballot initiatives. Through ballot initiatives, these states were able to get cannabis legalized at the recreational level to where now there's talk about, hey, cannabis, it is a popular policy issue. The whole propaganda around it is dying. In fact, it's no longer considered to be legitimate. Anyone that's saying that, cannabis is a gateway drug to anything, they're only speaking on a talking point, and they don't believe it because everyone sees the green and the money in it. Same thing if we actually start doing a ballot initiative for, doing UBI or Medicare for all. Let's actually look at building stuff at the state level. This is a long-term fight. But I'm more on board of I'm not going to waste my vote for a Democratic lawmaker.
It's not a waste. That's what I'm saying. It's not a waste because I agree with you 100% with the long-term gain, 100%. But until then, what am I doing? I'll vote leg 2020. All right, you go shoot me the leg or shoot me the head. I'll pick the leg. That's the same reason. Listen, that's the same reason.
I'm choosing
knows that when you talk to cops, when you get pulled over, you whatever. You get to live another day. You fight in the court later because you don't want to die now. That's it. If we have people like Trump, you putting actual fascists in charge. Yo, look what's going on. Like we got one of the stories. When we get to Atlanta, this is the thing that happens when you allow the greater evil. Because I know everybody hates this lesser evil. When you let the greater evil win, that's the thing that happens, and it gets worse and worse. All right. So the lesser evil. I'm sorry, I'm voting for it because I'd rather live another day.
I can't because here's the thing. This isn't the first time we've had fascists or real maniacal people in Washington, D.C. This has been going on since the founding of the Republic. We've had barbaric individuals who were legislators. This history wants to paint... The history books want to paint us a picture of these lawmakers from antiquity as being wise individuals.
No, they're definitely not wise. But the thing is, over time, we have some progress over time.
Lesser evil is still voting for evil, though.
Every time we have progress, there's a pushback. When Obama won, that was seen as progress because you see a black man. All of a sudden, the whole Trump wave came on. When the civil rights passed, that's when you had all the KKK monuments come up because they didn't have them back in the days after the Civil War. Every time there's a little bit of progress, there's pushback, and we got to push back.
I have to counter. I have to counter, please.
Go ahead. And then last time,
I mean, no
and then we're going to keep it moving.
Under Obama, we got rid of habeas corpus, went from 2 wards to 7. His administration is the one that put the kids in cages down south at the border.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is
I can't support a party that has allowed that has built an infrastructure for somebody like a maniacal buffoon like Trump to take advantage of. The reason why we got Trump is the absolute failure of the Obama administration and its inability to take the initiative to actually fight for the people.
Nobody has told me what could happen right now to fix any of that. Nothing. The only plans that you have and everybody else has, including me, are long-term plans. There's nothing we can do to fix any of that, period. The only things are long-term plans. But for now, you got to do whatever is best now. That's it.
All right. Hold on. I didn't know we was going to have...
I don't know about...
Man, I didn't even play the no count zone today. We just had one out right now. I don't think we're going to solve this problem. I'm going to let one more person say something. Bendo, you going to say something?
I was going to say, so Kit, for the past, let's say 5 elections, you voted green?
Here's the thing. It was after the 2016 election. It was.
I know I did. I did.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No. But it was after 2016. It was after 2016 that I saw everything that was going on. Because mind you, again, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have any media platform.
Again, I'm just sticking to one of your statements that everyone's been fashioned since the founding. So why have we not been voting green since?
I never knew about third-party votes. I never knew about the infrastructure. I was always a Democratic voter before 2016. I've said that on my show. But after 2016, what I saw in Philly, it convinced me that the Democratic Party is not ever considered about election integrity or even fighting for the progressive issues. Yes, I did vote for Obama twice, but this was before I did any of this, before my own learning about corruption and neoliberalism.
Yeah,
now, I think we've all been to that point.
I didn't know as much as I know now, but I was not always voting Democrat. So, at least I could say that part, that I was looking into both parties. And now, the only thing I could say is that there's definitely one that is worse than the other. So it's really pointless to just let them have it. You got to at least put a little bit of roadblocks until we can have something that we really want.
Yeah, but let me just say one quick thing because before we move on, I know you mentioned and this is not attacking you and stuff. I just wanted to when we talked about this whole People Party movement, I thought there was going to be something there, and that movement completely just flop, right? So to me, it's like if you had anything, you got in the ballot in Florida, you had in the ballot in Virginia, and there was nothing there that happened. So if that movement didn't produce anything in the third party, we know the Green Party, they just a mess, how it is. So what valuable option is there right now as a third party for short term? Correct. I don't have one. Right now, short term, third party, there's nothing right there that says this party or this movement actually is going to make something. I thought the People's Party was going to be that. It turned out to be not that. So why,
So let me jump in here, Kid, real quick, because I'm more on your side of the equation on this, because I didn't vote for Obama twice. I voted Green Party. Pretty much the only time I voted Democrat was the first time I voted, which was for John Kerry. And that's when I saw that there were other options. And I was like, okay, I didn't know about these other options. And then fortunately I got into politics the next election, and then I voted pretty much green ever since.
Right. But what do you do, Case? You vote green when you can afford to.
I live in New York at that time, and now I live in New Jersey. So I there isn't a huge the question is, I would be in a really huge predicament if I was in a swing state, because I think I lean towards still voting third party. I'll be honest.
That's exactly.
Even if I was in a swing state, I'll be honest with you. I think, but I would be tough. I would have to really look at the whole thing. Yeah. But let me just make this quick point why I voted not for Obama, and that was because here's a law. He was a constitutionalist law professor, right? In his past, before he ran for office, and there was a bill where it gave telecom companies immunity. Back in those days, the CIA convinced, I forgot if it was AT&T or whoever, to basically have a streamline straight to the CIA, giving away all of our privacy. And this bill gave telecom immunity to all. So here's a law professor that knows constitutional law, and he voted for it to allow that. And I was like, once I saw that, I was like, this guy has no principles. I can't vote for him. So that's my reason for why I did it, and that's how I feel about the situation. So I don't know. I think we're pretty much.
I have no regrets voting third party after 2016, especially what I saw in Philly.
You shouldn't.
It was just by far
No issues.
all the evidence I needed to see about where the Democratic Party was going. I understand people trying to defend and vote for the lesser of two evils, but the thing is, the more you keep voting for the lesser two evils, remember, that gives them the security and thinking that they can keep on getting away with, again, implementing neoliberal policies. And then when they do lose to Republican lawmakers, it just gives those Republican lawmakers that extra step forward to do further things. Under Trump was able to capitalize on the Obama-Biden administration with those kids in cages. That infrastructure was put in place by the Obama presidency. The Democratic Party is just as same or if equal to the Republican Party. They're all friends. They're all buddies. They're all pals. And how can I contribute and be part of a system where I know it's all acting? Even wrestling scripts from the WWE are more authentic than the words coming out of these politicians' mouths. I understand that people are afraid of.
Go ahead.
Of again a GOP red wave, but the Democrats laid the foundation for this red wave to happen. There was nothing preventing them from even fighting hard in 2021. All the opportunities were there. And as field commanders, as generals that are supposed to inspire people, they left their voting base in the dust because everyone's at brunch celebrating the defeat of the Orange Boogeyman. And he's going to come back again in 2024. And I just want to remind the Vote Blue No Matter Who crowd and Democratic voters, Trump was a Democrat. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were good pals with Trump. Probably still are. They're all friends. They're all friends, and they're all putting on an act.
But it's not vote blue no matter who. That's why in the chat I said it's not 100% of the time. You got to pick your battles, okay? So when it comes, you have your local elections. The lower you get down the chain, the less tainted that it is. You could afford to vote for whoever pretty much the lower down you go. But when you're saying the things about the Democratic Party, I go with this with eyes open. Like Kay said, I was extremely disappointed with Obama after his first term. The whole AT&T stuff and all that. That was like I can't with this guy. But
that was before he was elected, though. That's why I never voted for him. But go ahead.
But I understand that the Democrats and the Republicans, they have the same masters. Okay. So in some circumstances, to me, it's like, all right, I know the Democrats going to give me crumbs. The Republicans won't. Until we can have something as an alternative, I got to pick my battles because, Gabe, he was saying that, if Trump wins now, when 2020 comes around, they're going to see how bad it is. And it's going to be like a whole bounce back. I was like, that's not going to happen. And it didn't happen.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Can I say one last thing? Can I say one last thing? Because
only because John didn't speak a lot, and then Big Pun, and then we got to keep it moving. We got to get.
You're right.
We got to keep it moving, but I want to make sure because I don't want to make sure that the people's our points is not being misconstrued, right?
There's no vote shaming. There's no vote shaming. You do whatever you want.
Vote shading. You could vote whoever you want. You shouldn't have regret. I have no regret. I didn't for whoever I voted. There's no. But I'll give you a perfect example. So if you're in the state of Georgia and you have a Senate race, you got Herschel Walker and Warnoff, right? It's your choice. I don't think there's even an independent choice right now. There's nobody running.
I would vote for Warnock if I was there.
So that's what I'm saying. So what do you do in that situation? You don't have a third party candidate. You got Herschel Walker and you got Warnoff. You're in the state of Georgia. You just stay home.
I would vote for Warnoff. For Stacey Abrams, me personally, it would be tough for me to vote.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no independent candidate right now in that situation. So what do you do?
Yeah. Go ahead, big pun. Big pun.
Let me give you one example in Georgia. I'm in Georgia. I will vote for Stacey Abrams over Governor Kemp 100% of the time. Even though when Stacey Abrams ran the first time, I didn't even trust her that much anyway, because I know she's a ladder climber. All right, we know that she is that. But Kemp trying to get all of the right around them, started signing a whole bunch of laws, CRT related laws, constitutional carry law. That basically anybody could just run around with a gun. You don't need concealed carry permit anymore. At least I know somebody like Stacey Abrams wouldn't pass some of those laws or wouldn't sign some of those laws. The law you were talking about of feeding people in the lines for voting, that's not something that Stacey Abrams would have voted for or would have signed. So there are tangible benefits to voting for some people that you don't agree with most of the time, but you could get a few things at least versus somebody else that's going to just do nothing for you.
Big pun.
End of the day, system is not designed as of yet to allow our voices to go ahead and be something that's going to go ahead and change independently, and that's the problem. And you're right, kid. They're all buddies. It's all the same game. It's all the same hustle. And these guys, and the funny thing is, both sides of the sides that freaking that benefit from this system. Well, so they keep it. It's a 3-card money game. So yeah, in New York, I agree. I'm a voter in New York, and I didn't vote for either one of those guys. To be honest with you, I wrote in my vote. Right, but I could have. But we could afford to do that, right?
You voted for Kanye?
No, sorry. I wrote. I'm a review. I wrote in Bernie twice.
There you go.
I wrote in Bernie twice, right? But that was because of the way I saw that that the DNC freaking treated him and the whole thing, and that was the voice that I wanted, and it was silenced, and it was messed up. But that's my way of just saying, hey, this is no one's listening. So in this system, I agree with Carlito. When you're down in Georgia and it's Herschel Walker and not showing up to freaking to debates and still in like possibly being able to be the senator, you got to do what you got to do.